Critical thinking is a careful application of reason in analyzing claims. Critical thinking is a careful application of reason when we analyze claims.
One more time.
When we analyze a claim, we're going to use reason. A careful application of reason to analyze claims. The claim that I can cure the common cold, careful application of reason says, wait a second, eating Vicks Vapor Rub does the same thing as doing anything, which is nothing. To cure the common cold ends in 3 or 4 days anyway. The careful application of reason allows you to analyze the validity or truth of that claim. That's critical thinking. It is not only thinking outside the box, it is not only questioning everything, but it is doing so in a way that is the careful application of reason to ascertain the truth factor of a claim. Is a claim true or is it false? I don't know. Let me use reason to do so. So then that begs the question. When I say the careful application of reason in ascertaining the truth value of a claim, you say to yourself, not how do we spell ascertain, but you say, what is a claim? Dear professor, what is a claim? If we're going to analyze claims, what are they? Claims are the same thing as in math as a number, or in English as a word. A claim is what we're going to be playing with in this class. Just like we play with numbers in math, we play with words in English, we play with claims in this class. If you don't understand what a claim is, you're going to be in big trouble, because that's what we're going to be spending the whole semester playing with. They're used to convey information, opinion, or belief. Claims are used to convey information, opinions, or belief. They're statements of opinion or belief. And it contains information used to convey the opinion or the belief. And you're saying, why the hell do you keep saying it in different ways when I'm trying to write this down? And the reality is so you can understand that I don't want you to memorize it necessarily as much as it is to understand it. Then you can write down what you understand. It's a statement that we make that conveys information that supports our opinion or our belief. A claim is a statement of opinion or belief where we convey information to do so. You just said Dixiecrats and Democrats. I could say whatever claim. Well, we'll get into claims in just a minute. How about President Trump? Anybody have a claim about President Trump?
Seriously.
Opinion or belief?
Something a little more substantive than his hair spade.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
President Trump, what does that mean?
That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I understand that's your opinion. I said, what does it mean? He doesn't know what he's doing. What does that mean? He doesn't know what he's doing with what? When he goes to the bathroom? He doesn't know what he's doing. Walking upstairs? He doesn't know what he's doing. When does he not know what he's doing, and what does it mean that he doesn't know what he's doing? Your claim, and just so you understand, and I don't want to pick on you, I just want to use this as an example. Claims are used to convey opinions and ideas, and the problem is I had no idea what that claim was. Based on what you said, I understand that it was a negative overlying comment, but if I were to translate that and had to relate it to somebody else, I don't know what you mean by it. Because he doesn't know what he's doing when he does what? You need to be way more specific about that. He doesn't know how to be a president? Neither did Obama before he became president. Neither did Bush before he became president. Neither did Carter before he became president. Right? I mean, nobody knows what they're doing until they do it. So at what point and what do you mean? Yes, do you have a claim about Trump? Oh.
I don't think he knows how to convey his information the right way.
He has trouble communicating? Okay, that's gonna be a tough one to use as an example. Yes.
Oh, well, before we get into like the claim or whatever, but earlier when you were talking about like translations of like the letters and numbers, so would a claim technically be a translation of an idea, like a form of an opinion?
Yes. Yes. You have an idea, you have an opinion, and you translate it into the words, either written words or the verbal words, and you're conveying that. That's exactly right. That's a great point.
What about the claim that Donald Trump did not have political experience before entering the...
Yeah, but so what? I mean, I want something interesting. Yeah, so what? So he didn't have political experience. First of all, it's not true to the extent that he already admitted he's been buying off politicians for years, right? Did he admit that? Yeah. He's been buying off politicians, so he's very politically juiced. He knows how politics works. He's never held office, but then that's not really something that's that interesting. Okay, so what? Trump is a man. That's boring as hell. I mean, it's a claim, but Trump is what? Something interesting, guys.
Trump is a very
billionaire?
successful tycoon and is not fit for presidency.
How about this? That's interesting, right? Don't a lot of people say that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Haven't you heard that a million times?
Well, that's
All
why
right.
I said that he doesn't know how to talk. Because he might not be racist, but the way he says it definitely comes out as a racist comment.
And we're going to talk about that in this class, because when it comes to racism, racism is a fascinating topic as an idea, as a topic. And the reason why is because it's subjective. It is purely subjective. And it's taught as to, and I'll just give you a little glimpse here. As I'm looking out here, and you guys need to stand up and look out. There is no such thing as any sort of identity. I look out and I have a gradation of from light to dark and everything in between. I can't categorize everybody as, well, clearly we have, and if I started categorizing groups, it would be impossible. If I were to have everybody stand up here and say, okay, clump everybody in their races, and nobody said anything and I just said, each of you do it, I guarantee you that nobody would put everybody in the same groups, right? There's no way you could do it. You go, I don't know, this guy, I'm kind of looking at, maybe is an Italian or Mexican or Jewish, I don't know. I'm not, some people are going to be obvious, but most, as I'm looking out here, are not. And so it's very tough when we define racism, when we're defining it on race, when the reality is we don't even know what everybody's race is most of the time. It's shocking how often you probably don't even know what somebody's race is. And yet we think the whole world revolves around racism. And it's very subjective whether you're offended. Some people go, you can call me what you want, I don't care. Others look for reasons to be offended by it. And so it's a fascinating topic, we'll get into it. But, that's a little teaser. People have said this, does anybody here think Trump is racist? I want to raise your hand. Yes, I think he is. Who wants to go? You want to go? Let's go. Okay, that's a claim. Trump is racist. It's a claim. It's a statement of opinion or belief. It conveys some ideas, right?
Trump is racially ignorant?
I didn't say that. So,
That was a claim.
why, if somebody says Trump is racist, somebody disagrees with it. I'm sure there's people here that don't agree with that, right? Right? Okay, there's some people, I see some heads going, yeah, I disagree with that. As soon as you have a claim that somebody says bull crap to, someone says hell no, somebody disagrees with it, what do you have?
Argument.
You do not have an argument yet. That's a great, I'm glad you said it because that's a perfect answer that is perfectly wrong. And I'm glad you said it. An argument is not when we call a claim into question. If somebody just says, no, is a racist, what do we have? We have an issue. That's called an issue. An issue is a claim called into question. Somebody questions a claim. Somebody challenges a claim. Trump is a racist. No, he's not. We have an issue. And what is the issue? The issue is, issues start with whether. The issue is whether Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist. No, he's not. Yeah, he is. No, he's not. What's the issue? The issue is whether he's racist. Should we say racist or a racist? I'll take the A out, because a racist is a little more damaging and tough to prove, right? So the question is whether Trump is a racist. Okay, that's the issue that we're going to address. So somebody calls into question, and then he goes, Next thing is what? Why do you think so? And then you say,
Because.
wait, stop right there. Stop right there. You say, because. Now go ahead.
Because of the way that he speaks when he speaks about different races.
Okay. But you haven't, that claim that you just made is, you say he speaks in a racist way, is in a sense what you said.
His vocal expression.
What does that mean?
He wants to go to the wall. He wants to go to the wall.
He wants.
What you said was he speaks in a racist way. That doesn't tell me. What that does is, it's called circular reasoning. He's racist because he says racist things. You see how that's circular reasoning? Unless you tell me what those racist things are. And by the way, here's one of the things that bothers me, and see, I'm talking more of racism than I wanted to here, is we know when somebody says something racist because a racist person says racist things. So all you have to do is label somebody as a racist, and then by definition, everything they say is racist. And so to some degree, that's what you said is, if he's a racist, then everything that son of a bitch says is going to be racist because we know he's a racist. I'd like some coffee. How do you like it? I'd like it black. Oh my God! What? Right? Because we know he's a racist.
That's not what I meant.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. So, but this is a claim, right? Where, okay, he wants to build a wall. Well, we know, right? Between Mexico and.
That would just provide evidence to their first claim, like a rebuttal type thing. Like they say, no, why do you think that? And then they say, this is why.
Yes, this is why. Because. Issue is whether he's a racist. I'll tell you why. Because he wants to build. Any other reason why anybody thinks he's racist? Yes.
Because he said that the hombres are bad, and it means this one.
He said hombres are bad.
Hombres.
That's good pronunciation.
H missing on the hombres. H.
Huh?
No, leave it
Oh,
there, 'cause that's
hombres. You said
He
hombres?
said something about.
Hombre. Hombre. Don't speak Spanish. So, he said hombres are bad.
But
What does that mean?
he was saying that all of basically Hispanics are criminals and bad, generalizing a whole race, saying that they're bad when in reality.
He said all what?
Hispanics.
He said all Hispanics?
No,
No,
Mexican.
Or like Mexicans.
Oops. He said all Mexicans are what?
Criminals.
So you can't really circulate with opinions. It has to be fact,
Okay,
so to speak.
so we say because. These are all reasons why you believe he's racist, right?
He also wanted to take away the DREAM Act and all of that.
Okay, we got enough here. To make the point. Whenever you have, this is a claim, and then somebody calls into question, and then you're giving me more claims to support it. You know what this is called? This is an argument. An argument is a two-part structure of claims where one part is given as a reason for believing the other part is true. An argument is a two-part structure of claims. A two-part structure of claims. This part up here is a structure of claims where this part is given as a reason for believing this one is true. An argument is a two-part structure of claims where one part is given as a reason for believing the other one is true. And why are we calling, or why are we saying that this one is true? Because somebody called it into question. Because it's an issue. The issue is whether Trump is racist. And why do we give these? Because we want to add support for that conclusion. An argument is a two-part structure of claims where one part is given as a reason for believing the other is true, where one part is given as a support for the conclusion. That's an argument. That's the definition of an argument. All right. Now, when these up here, when your claims are acting in a way as to add support or prove in your conclusion, they are called premises. Premises. A claim that is given as a reason for believing a conclusion is true, or a claim that is given as support for the conclusion, is a premise. So these are premises up here, because they are giving support and trying to prove the conclusion to be true, or adding support for it. A claim that is given as a reason for believing another claim is true is a premise. The claim right here that is being argued for, that is being supported, is called the conclusion. A conclusion is a claim that is argued for. It is a claim that is supported by premises. So, the reality is, claims can act in a bunch of different ways. And there's different types of claims. So with claims, you can have a claim that is a factual claim or a non-factual claim. Because some claims are presented in a way that's factual and others are non-factual, and they're treated differently. A statement of opinion or belief that conveys ideas can be one that is factual or non-factual. A factual claim is a claim that can be proven true or false. A claim is a factual claim if it can be proven true or false. A non-factual claim can't be proven true or false. It's purely an opinion. If I were to say ice cream tastes better than pumpkin pie, is that a factual claim or non-factual claim? Non-factual claim. You can't prove that. Pure opinion. Is it a claim? Yes. It's a statement of opinion or belief that conveys ideas. Right? But you can't prove it true, but it's still a claim. You see how it's treated differently though. If I'm supporting my conclusion with non-factual claims, it's different than if I support them with a factual claim that can be proven true or false. Let me give you an example. What if I were to say, I'm taller than Shaquille O'Neal?
Still factual.
Is that a factual claim?
Yes.
Factual claim. That's a factual claim. But you go, well, wait a second, but that's not true, so how can that be factual? Because it can be proven true or false. A factual claim can absolutely be false. Nothing wrong with that. It's still a factual claim. That's the whole point of it. A factual claim is one that can be proven true or false. Even if we don't have the capacity to do it, if it's proven true or falseable. Let's turn that into a verb, huh? Okay. So, we know what factual claims are, we know what non-factual claims are. So if I were to say, I'm better looking than Shaquille O'Neal, non-factual. What if I were to say, most women would say Shaquille O'Neal is better looking than me? Factually. See how the same claim, if I change it just a little bit, it becomes factual. Why? Because we can prove it. We do a survey to find out. So a claim that is of opinion can become factual if you present it in a way where you say certain people believe that opinion. Now all of a sudden you've changed it into a factual claim. So we know what in an argument, you know what an argument is. An argument is a two-part structure of claims where one part is given as a reason for believing the other is true. We know that it is made up of premises and conclusions. An argument, just a second, an argument must have at least one premise and one conclusion. It has to have at least two claims. At least two claims. Why? Why does it have to have two claims? Because we know what the definition is, which is a two-part structure of claims where one part is given as a reason for believing the other is true. So you know that you have to have at least two claims. Yes?
So you said an argument has to have a premise and a conclusion.
At least one premise and one conclusion. It can have multiple of each. And you can then, if your conclusion here, your claim is acting as a conclusion, can that change? Yeah. You can say Trump's a racist, therefore, we should impeach him. You see how the conclusion here now becomes what? A premise to support your conclusion. A claim is just a claim, and it depends on what it's being used for. If it's used as support, it's a premise. If it's used as the one that's arguing for, it's a conclusion. See how that changes? Give you an example. Let's talk about guns.
And roses?
Guns and roses, baby. Sweet, sweet child of mine. Give me a claim about guns.
Guns should be illegal
Guns.
for everyone. Or guns should be allowed for everyone. I don't know. I don't know what I said.
Okay, why?
Because guns kill.
Okay.
Guns kill people.
Okay,
Or the other claim could be,
that's, go ahead.
it supports our Second Amendment to bear arms.
It supports our second, no. Let's just go with this right here. Guns kill people, therefore they should be illegal.
Guns increase crime.
We're gonna leave it at this. This is our argument. Is this an argument?
Yes.
Yes. It's made up of claims, two claims. One claim is given as a reason for believing this one is true, right? It's a two-part structure of claims, where one is given as a reason for believing it is true. This is your premise, this is your conclusion. Somebody calls this into question, guns should be illegal for everybody to own, and they go, bull crap, why? Because they can kill people. Oh, okay, is it given as a reason? Yeah. Is it a good argument? Probably not, but it doesn't matter.
It's not factual.
What's not factual? Which one?
Guns kill people.
Guns kill people?
Can you test that?
That's,
How do you test that?
guns don't do squat, right?
Guns sitting on table.
People kill people. They just use the gun to do it, right? So, yeah, so that would be a factual claim.
Yeah.
They do not kill people.
Okay.
People kill people. I guess unless, no, they couldn't do it. Yeah. So, what's missing here though?
Name the issues.
If I were to say, nobody should own a gun, why? Because guns kill people.
Conclusion.
The reality is, what the hell does this have to do with this?
Does it?
Does it have anything to do with it at all?
No.
Unless what?
There's an issue.
Unless,
There's a support.
it's bad to kill people, we should outlaw bad things, right? Isn't that all what is read into this? Isn't that all what's intended with this? By you saying guns kill people, therefore you're making the leap of this to this by implying this, right? By saying the only way it makes sense is if it's bad to kill people. What if you wanted to kill people? What if it was the greatest thing in the world to kill people? Then why would you give me that as a premise? That doesn't support it at all, right? We should have more guns. Well, now everybody knows that it's bad to kill people.
It's a perception.
It's implied. Do you see how that's an implied premise in this conclusion? It's implied that killing people is wrong. That's an implied premise that we all heard when you said it. You don't need to say it because we all heard it, but the reality is it's an implied premise. And that only makes sense to go to this level if, so what? Oh, well, we should pass laws to stop bad things. Okay, if killing is bad, if we should pass laws to stop bad things, and if guns kill, then do you see how all of a sudden our argument makes sense? Now our conclusion is properly supported by our premises. So that's how implied premises work. Implied premises are premises that are read into an argument that are not stated, but that are implied. And you need it to be valid or sound, yes.
So basically, if you're not on the same page with the person you're having the issue, the argument with, then all of your claims really not, they don't work, because you have.
And that's why it is so important to learn how to speak clearly, think clearly, convey your ideas clearly. Because if you don't, you make leaps in logic and you assume people, like when she said, what was it, he doesn't speak right. Okay, what does that mean? In her mind, she was implying about 50 premises in there where he says things that are this and this, and in her mind, she went through that whole thing. You can't expect someone because you don't know what they're going to read into it. Yes?
So just to clarify, the implied premises is guns shooting people? Or it's...
No, the implied premises are these two things. It's bad to kill people, and we should outlaw bad things. Those are the things that are implied in her argument. Her argument was this: one premise, one conclusion. These other two things are implied. Real quick, let me give you a great example of an implied premise. It's the example of the fallacy of innuendo. The fallacy of innuendo. We're going to learn about it later.
The what?
The fallacy called innuendo. Don't matter, doesn't matter, we'll learn it later. So, in this fallacy, what happens is you imply something, an implied premise, and that's what makes it powerful. For example, let's say I decide to run for Senate, and I say, I'm running for Senate against Sally Smith. Sally and I are both challenging for the Senate position, and I think you should vote for me because Nevada deserves a senator who is not a stupid, stinking, fall-down drunk.
You imply,
That she was a stinking.
implied.
What do you think I did?
She would imply that it's bad to have.
I didn't say anything about Sally. What are you talking about? Oh, no, I would like you to read back the record. I never said anything about Sally, but we all heard me call her a stupid, stinking, fall-down drunk, didn't we? We all heard it, even though I never said it. Politicians use it all the time. It's a powerful, powerful tool, innuendo. But what it does is it uses implied premises. It uses implied conclusions. It implies things that aren't there. You should vote for me. Why? Because she's a stinking fall-down drunk, and I don't have to say it because I just have to say, I could say, you know what? I'm running to get Sally Smith, and as far as I know, she's not a child molester. As far as I know, she hasn't molested any little boys. So don't even worry about that.
You don't know.
You see how now all of a sudden you're like, well, what the hell? The first thing you do when you meet Sally is you're going to go, I'm not going to shake your hand. Where's that been? I don't know you. I'm not, right? See how it's implied? Powerful tool.